Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, everybody.
Hope you're doing good.
I can't hear the countdown at my end. I was like waiting for the music. Nothing. Not a sausage. No.
I wonder why.
I wonder if everyone else could hear the countdown.
Yeah, could you all hear it? Let us know. But hello, I'll bring everybody up. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Toni, Lisa. We've got Toni, Lisa, Sandy, Toni,
Hello,
Sandy, Lisa, Toni, Sandy, Jess. We've got my mum.
Hello, mum.
We've got Lisa, Toni, my mum. We've got Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Lisa, Toni, Christos, Ruby again, Jess, Ruby, and Gary. Oh, let me bring you up Gary. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
So that's everybody so far. Hope we're all doing good. So we've got we've got an interesting night with some conversations to start with. But how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you, buddy. I'm just saying. Lisa says my screen is blank. Am I still blank? And no countdown.
Oh,
yeah.
We can see. See you now, James.
Woohoo! Not that that's anything to shout home about. But yeah, mate, I'm good. I've had a good week. I've only been in the salon. Oh no, I was in on Monday, but yeah, I've only been in the salon 2 days this week. So
nice.
Just trying to bring the studio together. Lastminute.com, still ordering stuff. Waiting on the mirrors. I mean, I can do hair without mirrors for a few weeks, so it won't make any difference. But I can live without mirrors. But no, it's been one of those things. It's bringing something together at the end of the journey is always, a very tricky, situation. So it's all good. Mum Price says hi, Paul. Mum Price.
Hi, Mum Price. First time watching? Let us know in the comments.
First time live. Welcome, Mum Price. I've not seen that name before. Welcome.
And then Pia's in the house.
Yeah, mate. So good. Life is great. How about you, mate? What's been happening?
Well, just busy in the salon, mate. To be honest, celebrating every win on YouTube at the minute.
You're smashing it at the moment. Hi, Sam.
Hey. Oh yeah. Hey, Sam. And hey, Hobus Pobus.
It's actually my studio is called a hair studio. It is just going to be the salon that I work out of from now on. It's if you send me a DM on Instagram, I'll send you the address and you can come and say hi. But I mean, also, guys, I know we said this on my channel previously. That if you want to come and hang out with me for the day and make a life of hair video with me and assist me, then please be my guest.
Yeah.
Contact me on Instagram for that one. And maybe when Paul and I are doing live stuff together, then we would love to have some of you guys come along and help out.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, we would love that. So yeah, look at this. Welcome, Mum Price. Yes, you're new.
Hi, Sienna.
We've got welcome from Lisa. That's very nice. Hi, Sienna. St. Mark. Hi, everyone. Your mum saying hi, Sienna.
Hi, Mark.
Yvonne MacArthur.
From Canada.
From Canada. First time here, Yvonne?
Yeah, let us know. It's great to see every single week new people jumping on and joining us.
Yeah, I've just read St. Mark's comments this morning on your YouTube video about your striped shirt.
Yeah. I know. I've got different striped t-shirts. I've got some striped shirts that I think I've got a striped shirt probably 3 times over. Same. But I've just got a thing about stripes and black. That is it. Hairdresser, isn't it? So
hairdresser, yeah.
I know.
Jess is laughing. Hello,
hey, Dad. They've got a new video out today. They went to Hovis Hill in Shaftesbury. And they had a little holiday. Yeah, as you know, they had a little holiday last week. Their video's gone live tonight. So yeah, go and check it out. It's over on, click on that. Our Day's Out. It's over there. I just watched it before this. So good. I loved it. Yeah.
I see. I seen like in some of your family photos. You know, your dad's got the old tripod set up with the old camera rolling. Love that. Toni Candy, welcome to all the newbies. Welcome,
Oh
guys.
yeah. Do you remember Roger Egg?
Roger Egg. Yeah, that was.
Forgot all about him.
That was a weird live. That was a weird live.
Disappeared now.
We did have a bit of spam for a while, didn't we? We had some spam.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't spam. Maybe it was genuinely, but I don't know.
Did on Lee Stafford as well, didn't we?
We got a lot of attention that we didn't want on Lee Stafford. I don't know why. It's something to do with it, I reckon. Been a few times. Watch more than I chat. LOL. Love you guys. Oh, wonderful, Yvonne. Thanks very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. So yeah, where are we at? Oh yeah, you know when? Oh crumbs. Whenever I see you in stripes, Paul, all I think is out. Like in baseball.
Yeah.
The referee.
Yeah, they look a bit referee-esque.
or on and this might not be very suitable for our international audience, but Gladiator. What? He's here.
That's got to be somebody who's just in here already, logged out and logged in.
That is funny. Oh, funny. It's hilarious. Of course, I'm here.
Hello,
it's probably
Roger.
Jess. It's probably Jess, Paul.
Yeah, probably is Jess. Roger Egg.
Or your dad. Your dad giving you a hard time. Where is Harry? You know what? Who else you look like? You look like the referee from Gladiator. Contender one. You.
What was his name? John.
I don't know.
Oh no, look, it's not Jess. I thought it might have been St. Mark. It's not St. Mark. So Roger Egg is
Paul's biggest fan. Totally.
Hey Roger.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Fantastic. So what are we going to do before we kick off, Paul? What are we going to do before we get the ball rolling with our topics of conversation tonight?
Well, we've got a competition we're going to do, but we'll get into some topics before we launch. We'll do a topic, we'll do the competition, and then we'll do a topic because we've got a couple of good topics we want to talk about to help you guys out tonight with when it comes to pricing, salon work. How do me and James do it? We both do it differently, but we just worked out it's quite similar. We've got the competition to win what, James?
This thing.
The freestyle.
The freestyle from I can never remember the name. Upgrade. It's a funny name in it. Upgrade. Anyway.
Yeah, I know, because whenever that's the point. When I first got them, and I was saying, "Oh yeah, look, we've got a new upgrade iron or whatever," people thought I was upgrading my GHDs.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're actually called upgrade.
Yeah,
but yeah. Also in the chat, let us know what you guys have been up to, and if any of what we're going to talk about tonight is relevant to where you are, let us know and join in with what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about. There's been a big announcement today about HMRC coming into salons, so we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about pricing as well. So if you struggle with how to price or where to price or go to hourly or go to service type pricing, we're going to talk about it all tonight.
Good stuff. You've seen this, Paul's biggest fan. I had a skinhead last time we were live, but now I've got some hair. Coming to see you.
Oh, nice.
Paulie Wally.
Paulie Wally, yeah. Come and see me, Roger. Roger.
Roger Dodger.
Roger Dodger. I want Paul's cordless flat iron. The GHD. Yeah, maybe. We're giving away this today. Let's see what we can come up with. We actually had a meeting, didn't we?
We did
yesterday.
Yeah,
we had a meeting yesterday. You stopped streaming. Sharing studio. Oh no, sorry. A prompt just came up to say sharing studio on StreamYard. But yeah, we've got some competition pieces coming up very soon, and the big announcement that we can announce in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time. We've been holding back. It's been the longest, and that's got to be a fantastic announcement. This, Paul. we've really ammed it out. It's good, but we're making it sound better than it is.
Yeah, no, but it will be good, because the thing that I'm loving about it is it's going to give us a opportunity to give you guys watching a lot more, which is great.
Yeah, it's going to give us the time to make each episode better and better.
Yeah. Pia's just said, do you have face-to-face meetings? Not yet.
Not yet. No, we don't.
Not yet.
We call each other in FaceTime and all that. John. Good evening, John Carter. John.
Good evening.
We always talk to each other in the week and try and sort of plan around. But we're going to have a little bit of an opportunity to dedicate more time to these lives.
Yeah.
With the new announcement. So yeah, we're very excited. But it will initially look very similar, and then it will get better. It's going to be good. We're gonna hopefully unfurl some great giveaways and new styles of content and all sorts of things. So because we're going to be able to dedicate that a little bit more time to it and make it really work. So that's great. Yeah. So I think we should roll straight into a topic now, because that's just 10 minutes of chit chat and waffle.
All right. I'll read it.
Should we do the HMRC one? You got the comment there, have you? Got the thing?
Yeah, I've got it. So I don't know if any are aware. I did a video on it actually about Rent-A-Chair, about Uber, HMRC coming in for Uber to say that their employees, to say their freelancers are employed, and it's sort of ricocheting through a lot of industries. And this has just been announced today. So anyone had a interview recently from HMRC? It lasted 1 hour, going through whether your staff are employed or self-employed. The guy from HMRC said they are contacting salons across the country to prove your payroll is all correct. Interview staff and see proof from your payroll. Seems like they're clamping down on self-employed salons. And this says, we was okay. Not my English. We was okay. All mine are well above minimum rate of pay and have a payroll company. But they said there's a big fine and naming and shaming salons who don't comply. They got interviewed yesterday, but the process takes a month.
It's interesting, isn't it? So let's put some context on that, right? Because I think a lot of people, Carter John, by the way, yes, we will answer that colour question, no dramas. And I love the 10 minutes of chit chat improvements, everyone. It's usually half an hour. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. It's normally half an hour. But let's put some context on it, right? If you are working for somebody and they are dictating to you how you work, when you work, and what the quality of work you produce should be, then you are no longer a freelancer, a self-employed individual. You are a hidden employee.
Yeah.
And this is where it all goes wrong, in my humble opinion. So the traditional Rent-A-Chair setup might be that, you go there, you're only allowed to take 4 weeks holiday. You don't get maternity pay. You don't get paid for your holidays. And all the benefits of being employed are lost, but you still don't have the freedom of being truly freelance.
Yeah.
And so it's I mean, I'll talk a little bit about what I'm doing going forward, but I mean, in your salon, Paul, for instance, everybody's employed, you're correct?
Yeah.
So, you're paying holidays. Do you pay sick pay? Do you do sick pay?
Yeah. After so there's self-certification after 7 days, but after 3 days, sick pay comes in. Yeah.
So, sick pay, all the benefits of being employed. Great. Fantastic. And that's what being employed is about. But then obviously, you can dictate the standard of which, people operate in your premises.
Yeah.
And you can say to people, that's not good enough because you are their employer.
Yeah. Like any job. Yeah.
Like any job. But, I think where the lines get all mushy is in that traditional rent-a-chair scenario where you're not reaping the benefits of being an employee, but you are being dictated to how you operate.
One of the biggest things for me is whenever you speak to a rent-a-chair stylist and you say, "Oh, have you got a key?" And they say, "Oh, no, it's not my business. I just rent a chair there." And that is the telltale sign for me where it's like, "Oh, okay, so you're dictated with hours."
Yeah. I mean, some of you may have seen my Instagram post. In my studio is going to be a fully autonomous time renting scenario for a few stylists. But there is no dictation. In fact, it goes as far as if they wanted to have their own employee and have that employee work for them and they pay them as an employee. If they pay for the chair, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's fully autonomous. They are 100% freelancers. They can come and go as they please. They bring all their own stock. I provide tea, coffee, aprons, gowns, stuff like that. It's the stuff that's boring to carry around. And all the rest is provided by them.
Yeah.
And it's truly autonomous. It's truly just their business. They run it however they want. They go on holiday when they want, however they want. The only thing that I've brought in to this that's different to probably a lot of places is that the first 2 months of their rental period are free, so they don't have to worry about moving jobs and losing clients and stuff like that until they can build up a little, if it's different location. And they don't have to pay for 4 weeks a year, so they can go on holiday and not have to save up the rental if they are on a long-term, and it's called a license to operate. It's not a contract, and that's a big difference between a contract and a license to operate. Yeah. I'm licensing the Life of Hair studio to them for them to operate their business from.
Yeah, well, you've been working closely with Denise, haven't you, as well?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, we have done this absolutely dotted the T's and crossed the I's,
Yeah.
Or cross the I's and dotted the T's, or whatever that's saying. That's the opposite way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been working closely with Denise, and I've got all the right people in place. But that is truly what it should be, guys. That's what it should be. So if any of you are watching this now or in the future, and you are working in that scenario and it's not like that, then you need to seriously reevaluate how that contract of employment or not employment, hidden employment works.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's some. What about you, Paul? How do you feel about it as a salon owner?
Frustrates me in the sense that a lot of the devalued stuff of the industry comes from where the lack of overheads when it comes to when it's poorly run. So the way that the HMRC are going about finding about all these people who are being manipulated and don't get all of the benefits of an employee, that's where, because if you get somebody who, like what you're going to do, you get these people who really want to come in, they want to do their graft, they want to produce a service worthy of it, and they're the ones that they're going to withhold or upheld, whatever the word may be or phrase, a really good standard, a really good price, and keep the industry at a level where it's growing because they want to progress. The thing with me is there's just all these salons, and I'm not having to go at stylists renting chairs, because a lot of the time they're manipulated by salon owners because they're the ones not wanting to pay VAT, corporation tax. They want to be saving all this on holiday pay, sick pay, maternity, paternity, and they're setting the price. They're setting a price that wants to get people into their salons. So all these rent-a-chairers just sort of like number coming through the salon, they're getting their rent anyway, so they don't really care what anybody's charging. And that's the biggest thing for me, where I really feel that those salons, well, they're the ones that need sorting out.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I think lots of people will be caught out, won't they?
Oh yeah, there's going to be loads, and it's something I've been talking about for years, to be honest. The way that things are being manipulated, and the sort of the American example of renting booths has been manipulated over in the UK. Not so much in Europe, but in the UK, we just seem to have wanted to try and find a loophole. And I get it, taxes are very high here, and people are trying to save as much money as possible. But it just brings our industry
in Europe in a lot of places, aren't they?
Yeah. But people are just trying to scrimp and save on all these these taxes that are only going to make our industry better, because we get the investment back into our industry. The government and the governing bodies see that we're actually paying our way, creating new opportunities, and the industry is actually growing and flourishing. Whereas there's the government see it, which is what I spoke about with why was the government going to reopen hair salons as a matter of urgency when the amount of VAT, corporation tax and everything didn't accumulate enough for them to see it as an industry where they could risk putting close contact back into operation. And that was the thing for me. But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at all the comments come in. Paul, where was
I've seen them flying through. Let's just pause a minute and we'll just go back to Carter John's. May I ask a colour question before that gets lost into the ether?
There it is.
Can I make my own silver blonde using level 10 and
there is
concentrator, violet and blue? Can I make my own silver blonde using level 10 and concentrator silver? Effectively, theoretically, yes. So silver blonde is predominantly blue with a touch of violet. It would just be about getting that ratio right, so that one doesn't overpower the other.
Yeah.
And the other one, the Carter John's, is a little bit further down. Can you use direct dye such as Crazy Color to color correct? Then use permanent tint over the product, and that is an absolute yes.
Yeah,
I do that all the time. Correct with Crazy Color and then color using tint. I use a lot of direct dyes, not for the use of a direct dye, not because I wanted the hair bright red or pink or whatever. I use it because it does a good job of filling instantly or correcting. Right then, where are we at? Lots of comments coming through.
So we've got, what is the absolute longest I go between treatments? Is that treatments as in reconstructive? Listen, I know that. I should get trims during a specific time frame, but can I just skip it? Can you skip a treatment or skip a haircut? Let us know further down and we'll answer that. If it's treatments, as long as you've got good aftercare at home, then yes. But if a stylist is trying to reconstruct your hair, getting it to a condition where they can color, then I would listen to your stylist.
Just seen Mum Price's comment saying, James, I have a crush on you. Bless you. You must have poor eyesight.
Yeah.
You must have poor eyesight.
So Mark, the tone sounds serious. No, like not serious at all. We're just
not serious. It's just like anything in the industry, you know. Like, you guys are passionate about hair. We're passionate about hair. You know, it's just about keeping up a certain standard, you know, within the industry.
Yeah.
Across the world, not just here in the UK. I mean, I love booth rental. The minute I heard about booth rental, I thought genius.
Yeah.
You know, but then I talked to, you know, friends who are that side of the pond, you know, and they say, well, we've got girls leaving college at 19 or whatever, beauty school, and you know, they're going straight into booth rental. They've got no experience, you know, that, you know, they're producing, you know, okay work, but it's not great. Or, you know, some of them are obviously very talented and they, you know, roll with it. I mean, you know, that worries me. I'm not, you know, it's not even in my country.
Yeah.
It's not about it being a serious tone. It's just certain things should be done a certain way.
Yeah.
Because it's better for the bigger picture. So if you want to have a freelance salon, then make sure it's a freelance salon. Not
yeah,
some
and the freelancers. Yeah, I mean, I had this conversation earlier, and the freelancer, if they want to go in at midnight and pull an all nighter, then they're able to do that. The thing is, a salon owner would say no, because you're going to be using all the electric, all the water, just for one person. Now, that isn't what it is. That's the whole thing about our industry right now, that people aren't allowed to do that, and that's not the freelance way.
No, that's right. And the other thing, the big thing is that having an employee. They want to have an employee.
Yeah.
Or two.
Yeah.
That, as long as they're paying for the space.
Yeah.
Then really that should be entirely up to them.
Because ultimately, all that means is they're paying for a chair from say 6 a.m. till 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And again, then that's stipulating the hours that they can work within the business. So they're not actually running their own business because their hours are stipulated by the owner. Absolutely. So it's just messy. But this is the whole thing.
I think it's not messy. It's been made messy.
Yeah.
Because of the people who have tried to manipulate the system.
Yeah. So here's Carter John. Can you use a permanent tint and 5-volt to achieve a demi result?
No, because usually demi-permanents are more acid than they are alkaline. So permanent hair color is usually 11 pH-ish, maybe 10. Whereas a demi-permanent will be just above 7. So yeah, it's one of those situations where the lower the vol doesn't necessarily create a demi-permanent. If that lower vol, though, here's where it gets minutely complicated. Peroxide is always acidic. Tint is always alkaline. So if the peroxide happened to be very acid, it would drag down the pH, but only temporarily, not for the full period of the development, because eventually what happens is the peroxide gets dragged up to the highest alkaline. But if you left it on for 5 minutes, then yeah.
Well, this is with Joico. So Joico have a Vero K-Pack range and they have a Lumishine range. And in the Vero K-Pack range, we have a Vero Glaze, which is a 1.8, I think, developer. But you can use Vero Glaze, K-Pack with 10, 20, 30 or 40 volt. But you can also use Vero Glaze, leave it for 5 minutes. It releases ammonia because it really smells. And then that is classed as a demi. But like James is saying, the alkalinity and the acidic of the two will be shifted. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Any more? Gary's asked for where was the HMRC post? It was on Facebook. I got tagged in it quite a few times, but it was on Salon Owners United group. And yeah, I mean, mine's just a screenshot from somebody tagging me. There's only 5 comments on it when I got tagged, so I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot more now. So yeah, head over. Yeah, Salon Owners and Dom shared it on how to cut it if you're part of those Facebook groups.
Yeah, so if you're not on the Facebook, then maybe you could contact Paul on Instagram and he could share it with you.
Yeah, DM me on Instagram and I'll ping it over, Gary, so you can see it. The lives are turned into a Tinder.
On Instagram. I don't think Gary's on Facebook. I think he's definitely on Instagram though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just send me a DM and I'll send you the picture I got, Gary, so you can have a look. But yeah, Mum Price and Paul Watts fan seem to be going at it.
I've been watching it.
Yeah.
I love what Ruby Watson says. Paul, your lives are turning into Tinder chats. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, your lives are way more eventful than mine. Why is that? I don't understand.
I don't either. But so yeah, if you're all still in here, go and subscribe to James's channel, The Life of Hair, as we'll be on there next week. And we love having the crossovers of everybody. Yeah. So yeah, join both lives, and it is a bit of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. The next week, guys, obviously we've kind of got into this rhythm now, where we do cut color, a Q&A session. It's turned into just a nice way of us bringing up topics that we wouldn't necessarily make. Well, we make videos, but it's very hard to interact with you guys in the videos, and so topics that we kind of would make videos that might be just a bit more short, a bit more concise, and just freely talk about things. Paul has made a video about this HMRC problem. I've made a video about the next topic. So yeah, it's good just to kind of, because it's not just about helping you being, technically better. It's just broadening people's horizons as well to different bits and pieces. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, this will lead us on to what we're going to talk about as well, mate, from Yvonne. So best pay system, doing walk-ins, moving up to junior stylist, then intermediate stylist, when you reach being on commission full-time and finally becoming a senior stylist. There's another bit, making your own prices and hours. So, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about the pricing structures and systems that James uses and what I use in the salon. Both different, but both very similar. And is James there, or have you?
What's happening? I'm here.
You froze.
I froze. I was a slushy. James, you keep freezing. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I don't know what's going on tonight. Let me just see if this helps. I'll probably cut out for a minute now, but anyway, we'll see.
Are you back?
Your camera's playing. It's not actually my camera, Pia. It's my internet. Sometimes I try and make my life a bit easier and set up a different system. And this isn't working tonight. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'll start with my journey with pricings.
Okay.
Because I've done it lots of different ways, and I'm on a different pricing structure right now. But so if we roll the clock back to 2 years ago, pre-COVID, I would do tint for X amount and cut for X amount, and before I charged £60 for a haircut. I had this ideology that I wanted to charge £1 a minute. That was my dream, £1 a minute. This was a long time ago. £1 a minute average, throughout the day. And I hit that £1 a minute probably back in 2016, something like that, 2015, 2016. And then, I started to creep up 125, but basically I was booking it in really normally, normal day, normal column, color in the middle, cut at the end. And then COVID hit, and the salon that I was at, and they said, right, we're going to work without apprentices. They'd been wanting to get rid of them for a long time. And so what they said is, you're going to wash off your own colors, do all your own, gowning up and housekeeping. And, with this new kind of way of working, restructured the pricings as well to basically charge for the development time in the middle. So you come in for your highlights. Your highlights are what I've fixed my hourly rate at, which is currently 80 quid. Although in my studio, I've dropped my prices down slightly. And that's for one of two reasons, which I'll get into in a minute. But so currently set at 80 quid per hour. And then you pay for the development time, you pay for the cut and blow dry, and it's £80 an hour, £80 an hour, £80 an hour. And you get everything in that service. So you get your Olaplex treatment, you get your color, your toner. There's no add-ons. It's just per hour, full stop. And it's really simple to book everything in, because you say it's this amount of hours and it's this much money. So they know how long they're going to be there and then how much you're going to pay. Two really important factors for a consultation, in my humble opinion. So that is how I now operate. Now I've dropped my price down to £70 an hour in my new studio. And it's for the simple fact that I've gone from the salon that I was at to the studio, and lots of my clients paid the £80 an hour, but it was really pinching them. So if they came in for 3 hours, you know, the maths is pretty obvious. It's 240 quid. It's quite an expensive half head and cut. And, you know, I really like my clients, lots of them. Have become friends over the years. And, you know, I thought if I just knock that a little bit off the bill, in a time of which it's been very difficult for some people, it might make their life a little bit easier. Couldn't come down much more than that just because of overheads and, you know, everything, life. But, you know, that extra 30 quid might be just enough to make it a little bit easier to stomach, you know, paying for their half head and cut and blood dry.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, people have been very receptive to the change. So if an appointment, let's say, is an hour and a quarter, I divide up that 70 quid into quarterly prices per 15 minutes. So it would be, you know, let's say it's 2 hours and a quarter. It'd be £157.50 for that 2.25 hours in my studio. And, you know, I think people have been receptive to the transparency and the simplicity of this different way of pricing. And people, there's no, you know, surprises in that you know what you're paying when you walk in the door, and you leave with that exact. There's no, even if I do extra work in that time, providing it doesn't go beyond. So let's say I put a few highlights in to a root tint, I don't charge them anymore. And I think one of the big value things is there, the client then really genuinely feels like they're getting extra.
Yeah.
They're getting a higher level of service. Now, I'm not going to do that every time because, you know, I'll say to them, you know, well, you don't need it every time or whatever, you know, or I might do it every time, and who knows? But providing it fits into that gap. Now, if that appointment then gets 2.5 hours, 2.75 hours because of those highlights, well, the following time they'll have to pay the extra.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
Yeah, and that's a great way to look at it, because doing roots, which is normally anything below what, 3/4 of an inch, that's a standard root tint. And when you have people who pushed earlier by May, who is one of the America Joico art ambassadors, and she said if your pricing is out by £10 a client, you have 10 clients in a week, say, that's £200 a week down. And she was saying like that's what was it, 1,000 and something pounds that you're actually missing out on. So it could just be the case of, I mean, just like what James was saying, I'll say what I do in a minute, but just if somebody, if it goes into the 15-minute extra, then just you need to charge, I don't know, an extra £5 maybe, just to cover that extra that you're going to be losing out on, because that's fundamentally what could end up closing you.
No, absolutely. And I think it's just being vigilant, you know, and the client will understand as you know, as that, you know, that appointment took longer and therefore it's going to cost more, because time and money is something that everybody can you know, equate to. And you know, it's an interesting so here's what we discovered, guys, when Paul and I were talking previously about so Paul charges for explain yours, and then I'll explain mine, because yours and my prices are similar.
So for all my stylists, I have anything from a stylist up to a salon director. And then it starts off like what Yvonne was saying. When do you start to sort of increase your prices? Working through the ranks, and there's a really easy way to look at that me and James will go into. But I'll say my haircut's £60. So I work on basically like a £60 an hour, but I will have a client in between. So if I had a full head of highlights in for 114, and then a haircut for 60, I'm working on 174, but then I can.
Paul does a full head in an hour, guys. Let's clarify that.
Yeah. So I do a full head foils or a balayage in an hour, and then I'll do somebody in between. But I have assistants still. So whereas James will be working one-to-one with the client, I'll be working with my colour application, move over to somebody else. I will then have my assistant help me remove, tone, get my client detangled, bring them back to my chair whilst I'm finishing up my next lady or gent, and then I'll crack on with the next. So yeah, whereas it's 174, my hourly rate is 60, say, and James's is 80, that in between client then will bring me up to around about the £80 an hour, if you look at it that way. So both very, very similar, but just different ways of doing it. If you want an assistant, then you need to make sure you're pricing yourself correctly for that time in between that you can utilize properly by having an assistant. If you don't, then you need to up your hourly rate like James has, because he hasn't got an assistant, but he is making sure he hits his numbers.
I think both work. I think both totally legitimate models. And I think, and I think whichever one you like the sound of, no one is wrong or right here. It's just different ways of different horses for different courses. So let's jump back to Yvonne's question about working up because I mean, I'll
bring it on.
Yeah, that's it. It's up a little higher, isn't it? I mean, I've worked my way through as a stylist, and when I got to kind of senior stylist, I figured out this way of sort of promoting myself. But we'll talk about it in a minute. Paul, what's your formula for that?
So well, basically, if you get fully booked 3 months in advance, then that's when you move up a level. And then when you're saying, so you're basically doing walk-ins, you want to be doing walk-ins until you're fully booked for 3 months, and then you come away from promotions and all of that sort of thing when you get to a like a salon director level or something. I still think to do promotions is a good thing, because you've got clients who are on budgets, and if they love you, they will be the ones that sort of seek out those to get booked in with you, which will make you book further in advance. But walk-ins are great because you will have gaps, you'll have last minute cancellations. So never say, oh, I don't do walk-ins. I mean, I never say I don't do walk-ins. If somebody walked in and had a gap, I'd do them. But moving up to junior stylist is just a case, again, if you're booked 3 months in advance, speak to your boss and say, look, I'm booked up 3 months in advance. I think I need to lose 10% of my clients so I can then get more clients in that are willing to pay that extra, because when your price increase goes, you will lose potentially 10% of clients, which then gives
more.
Yeah,
I think sometimes more, because where I've been for the last 10 years, we would do I've been promoted just about every year I've been there. So what I find is it takes 12 months to be back in the same position.
yeah.
But I would probably say, and then in that year also we'd also have a price increase.
Yeah.
So we'd have a between a 3 and a 8% price increase, dependent on product costs, etc., going up. So I would lose clients because of the price increase. But yeah, I mean, that is something to think about. So when I actually only do it when I'm 2 months in advance. I wait until I'm 2 months. I haven't got any appointments. Booked up for 2 months, and my waiting list is starting to fill up. And then as soon as I start getting a waiting list, I put my prices up, or I seek a promotion. For the last 3 years, I've been the highest level. So some of my price increases, well, pre-COVID, this is price increase hadn't changed obviously for the last 18 months or so because of COVID. But pre-COVID, I hit the highest level of the salon had to provide, art director, and then systematically, kind of increase the prices, certainly, higher in terms of percentages than inflation.
Yep.
But it was just to lose that 10%, and never be ashamed to want to earn money. I think that's the big thing in our industry, because we tend to be creatives. It's okay to want to be able to pay the bills easily and drive a nice car and do all those things. So and if that means you You know, when you go to the dentist, charge you a fortune. You know, but when you go outside, there's always a Mercedes, an Audi, you know, sometimes a Porsche.
Yeah.
You know, in the dentist's
helicopter
parking bay, helicopter. If you've got a, you know, I mean, my dentist's got, you know, he's retired now, but he's got 2 tennis courts, a mansion, and you know,
and he's only 28.
Yeah, and he's 28. He's retired. But you know, it never be afraid, guys, to really, you know, charge what you want to charge, not your worth, because I think that's ridiculous. This worth thing is just blows my mind. What you want, decide what you want.
Yeah.
Decide what you want. It's not about worth. I mean, you know, anyone could say, well, it's what I'm worth, you know, but it's what you want, and ignore everybody else. Forget them. You know, decide what you want out of your hairdressing career, and make sure that you go after it and you have a system in place. Paul and I use the same system. I just do it a month less, and it works just the same.
Yeah.
You know, so and if you work in a salon and you don't feel like the systems work and you have better ideas, make sure that you put those ideas forward. And one person always said to me once, they said, when you feel like your ideas are not being heard and you feel like you have better ideas than the people you work for, it's time to leave.
Yeah. We spoke about this recently. Well, yesterday, didn't we?
We did. Yeah.
I worked in a salon where I wasn't really listened to. I was just there to work, no education, no development really. And yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that salon went. I bought it, and that's how I sort of carried on, to be honest. But yeah, it is a case of if you've got a supportive boss, manager, they will see your worth and they will give you, or try and give you, everything that they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you work for good bosses, if you work for good people who are paying fairly and doing, you know, and listening to you and, you know, making you feel included, then, you know, and any one of those things that I've just said segmented into individual slices of you know, because, you know, sometimes you've got good bosses that pay you all right, but you don't feel like you listen to. So, you know, it's one of those, you know, ridiculous, you know, scenarios where you know, being an owner of a business salon is about, you know, many, you know, some people are motivated by being listened to and their ideas implemented, and that's more motivating to them than a salon down the road that pay them higher but would ignore them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's finding out, if you're an owner, who's around you and what's their motivations. You know, some are motivated by creative work, some are motivated by, you know, sitting on their butt in the staff room.
Yeah.
You know, and everything's okay. It's like someone said to me once, James, if you ask a group of people that you're teaching a question and they say, I don't know, never pursue that. That's the answer. And I know that's a little bit disparative, but, you know, it's a bit like, what is someone's motivation to work? And if you can find someone's motivation, like I've worked with great stylists that when they're not stylists, when they're not really busy on the shop floor, they're incredibly lazy and they don't help and they sit around.
Yeah.
And, you know, but if you start cracking the whip at them, then they start looking for a new job. So what do you want? Do you want them to work flat out when they've got clients and do a great job? Or do you want them to be, you know, helping out and teaching stylists and doing other stuff as the bigger picture? Because some people will fill in the big picture roles and some people will just do the work.
Yeah.
It's very hard, as you know. I know that you've got to try and treat everyone equally, and that's why I've never wanted a salon, because it's juggling those personalities and making everything seem like you're treating everyone the same. It can be very challenging.
It's hard. It is very hard. I mean, I've done it for 10 years now, and I've had, well, I've got the best team I've ever had right now. And that's down to everybody is willing to help. Everybody's willing to learn. They want to do stage work. They want to do education. They want to help each other. So yeah, and in the past where I've sort of said to somebody, do you want to go to London and do a course? No, I'm not going to London. like that's an hour away. It's like, yes, but you get to learn this. But yeah, right now is the team are just unbelievable, to be honest. I'm not just saying that because it's all my team now. It is literally the best team I've ever worked with that motivate me to just to do better for them as well. But Karu's just said, how often do you increase your prices? We were just talking about that. I've got a thing of every 3 months. When you get fully booked for 3 months in advance, then you move up. Price increases come with the tax year in the UK, to be honest. Our product goes up in price, then we have to calculate it and then put it into our budgets, into our prices, to be honest. And James,
I mean, price increases come for me when I'm just, if it's not around a promotion, it's just when I'm 2 months booked up.
Yeah,
just put my prices up. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. It is what it is for me. I think to myself, I'm 2 months ahead. I've got a cancellation list as long as my arm. It's time to put the prices up and thin out the ones that don't really, not that bothered or whatever. I know that sometimes I will obviously outprice some of my favorite clients, and that's always a bit naff.
Yeah,
but I've got bills to pay, and so I've got to do what I've got to do.
Yeah, definitely.
This chat tonight is wild. I've got to say, this is the wildest. Chat.
Yeah, Mum Price is getting a little bit aggy. But yeah, I want to answer this, Yvonne. So, did I miss one? No. Was my favorite pay system? This was 35 years ago. I was newbie, right out of school, first job. I've since worked 50/50 commission and salon dictated prices. I'm now working home. Boss retired. Cool. I think we answered the last thing about going through the ranks and everything like that. But commission at 50/50 is sort of like London standard and city standard. The rest of the country is working at around about 60/40, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I mean, even lower than that in some cases. I know lots of salons in the UK that do 70/30, which I don't. That's not motivating to do anything.
No,
that's not fairly pricing the worth of that individual's skill. I do know more salons than I should that have those kind of pricing structures.
Yeah, I do.
50/50, yeah. In London, you will get 50/50. You might get it in a big city like Brighton. You will get it in Brighton 50/50 where I am. But obviously, it very much depends on also, are you getting paid a fixed wage up to a certain point and then a commission on top of that. And I read a lot of Facebook posts on people talking about how they structure their pricings structure their pay with commission, and I think to myself, I read a lot of them, and I think that is clearly not going to be conducive to long-term retention of stylists.
Yeah,
because if you think about it, I think one of the things that I always think is, the higher that someone can charge, the more money your business will make.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. Because if, let's say, a tube of tint costs 10 quid for argument's sake, and the person who's putting it on is charging 50 because they've worked their way up the ranks, and they've got to the top spot, you're making 40 quid on the top of that tube of tint. Now, if you're paying them fairly, they will have worked up to a decent living.
Yeah.
And
looking around targets and bonuses and commission, I know I was speaking to Ian Davis about the way that he works, and not that it's complicated, but it's more complicated than what I do. And I wanted to compare. I had stylists in the past saying, "Oh, where I used to work, it was like after a certain amount, you earned this percentage." And I was like, "Oh, okay, great. Like, pass me your old pay slip and I'll work it out in comparison to what we do." And it basically worked out. She wanted to go back to that, but actually, if she worked as much as she did in the old place, consider it was 12-hour days and everything like that, she'd be on more money working with me.
Right.
But because our hours, because the incentive, what, I don't have to work Sundays. I don't have to work 9-hour shifts in the week. I don't have to work till 10 o'clock at night. No, you don't. But that if you can,
yeah.
But that's why there's the balance of work-life balance, but also monetary, which ours is very easy. I remember I had a target one Christmas. I had to hit £9,000 in a month.
Yeah.
For a £50 bonus, and I hit it. But
good on you.
Ours are see that, Ruby? Ours are like a fourth of that for them to get their first bonus, which is double what I got, and then they just work up. So there's many ways to do it, but there was just another question. Tony, it's on the screen. So Tony, you qualified recently. I'm still getting my head around charging people fair prices. You will go through a transitional period when you're learning and just qualified. It's very like James said, we're creative. We love what we do, and people seem to think that we love what we do so much that it is a hobby. And then when we charge money, it's a bit like, oh my God, like I really love what I do, because not many people really like what they do job wise. I've got a lot of friends that say to me, "Is like, God, Paul, you love your job." I'm like, yeah, I do. I love it. And I would, if I could, I'd do it for free a lot of the time, because I just love making people feel good, look good. And but that doesn't pay the bills. And if I could, I would. But that's one of the things. It's charging people fairly. You've just got to, like James was saying, don't charge your worth. Charge what you need, basically. And if you want that helicopter and private jet and penthouse in Miami, then you need to charge for that. But if you want to just live a normal life, then charge for that. It's basically down to you. And clients will come to you. There's clients that will come to you if you charge the earth, just because you charge the earth.
Yep. Totally. Yeah. In fact, you'll attract people that think you're worth way more, because your prices are higher, whether your skill level matches it or not.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting one. And I think pricing was very complicated, but it's something we both wanted to share with you guys, both our thoughts and feelings and how we go about it. Some things we do very similar. Well, actually, everything we do is very similar. We're just doing it in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
The more we talk, the more we realize these things, that actually we just do it with a slight, twist on it.
Yeah.
But I know that there's lots of information out there. There's lots of paid help. There's lots of free help. And there's just lots of stuff out there that doesn't really it's great, but it's equally not looking necessarily at the bigger picture going forward. It's very specific information right there, right now. And I think it's when you understand the bigger picture going forward, and you're looking at your bookings, and you're saying, right, I'm chock-a-block 2 months in time. People are phoning up. I can't get them in. Right, time to put the prices up. Whether you like it or not, you're going to lose clients.
Yeah,
but that's okay, because remember, when the prices go up, you'll be doing less work for the same money. Bingo. You've got a bit more time in your hands. You can work on promotion. You can work on growing the business, making more money, whatever. There will probably come a time where you think to yourself, I'm done. This is enough. I don't need any more money. Maybe. Who knows? That could be the reality one day. And that's the dream come true. So, I think it's important, isn't it, to just make sure that you kind of utilize your own, not only the skill with your hands, but the way that you operate and the way that you think about your what you charge and how you charge. And like Tony was saying, I'm not tricky to understand how to charge fairly. You sit down, you work out how much a tube of tint costs, you work out how much you need to pay at the end of the month, and for all your bills, and you work backwards, from how much you need to how much you have to charge. And that really does that, it once you go back from the top, from, you know, at the end of the month, I need £2,000 to just, you know, pay all the bills and live, you know, and then you can work backwards, especially if, you know, if you're a freelancer. And, you know, if you're a hairdresser as well and you're working in a salon, you can still do the same thing, because then you can go to your boss and say, right, I need to earn £2,000 a month to live, and I'm earning £1,850. You help me do the rest.
Yeah.
What can you put in place to make up the difference, that I can work extra hours, get more bonuses, more commission, do more clients, put my prices up? What can we do to get me to this point?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you. I'd be thrilled if someone came to me and said that.
No, mate, definitely. That is the goal, and that's the ambition I want to help my team achieve, and everything like that. So, right. So yeah, Tony charges £30 for a cut and color, which is very, very cheap. Work out your cost of product with that, Tony. I remember doing free House of Hair, I called it, in my mum and dad's garage. I was doing £12 haircuts and yeah, highlights for like 30 quid. You're not making anything. If anything, you're losing. But I get it. You're doing you're in the learning phase, and you're just out there doing hair. So it will come to a point where you will charge more and more and more, and you'll either go to a salon or you'll continue to do what you're doing. But Gary says low prices put more customers off than attract. Yeah, in some respects, and depending on location and everything like that. But yeah, sometimes it does. Reputation as well. If low prices and poor reputation, you're not going to get people. But if you've got a great reputation, you do a discount day, you're going to be flooded. But yeah, I believe that low prices. It's like with anything. You think, oh, why is it so cheap? What's wrong with it? Sort of thing.
Does it come with a warranty?
No. Yeah.
Does this haircut come with a warranty?
Shall we do the competition?
Let's do the competition. Is there any more questions? Are they all done? I can't see the comments at the moment.
That is it. We've just got Mum Price, and we've got Paul Watts fan have jumped back in. So Paul Watts fan has just guessed Mum Price's middle name. It's just mad. God, how do you know my middle name? I guessed that. Well, let's do the competition. Here we go. Right. So let me just get rid of that. Can you all see it? If you want to put it on full screen, put it on full screen. And just let me know, James, because I'm going to jump on the other window, that it is working.
Yeah, let me see. I'm going to zoom in.
So we're going to run a contest on this video. This was the video of the James cutting, which was on my channel 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So choose from all comments, or comment must contain words. We're choosing from all comments. I'm going to pick a winner. I'm going to see who it is. Picking Lisa Lewis. Well done. And the comment was, and you are both so entertaining. Thank you.
There we go. And this will be making its way to you. Lisa, contact me on Instagram or anywhere you can contact me, and I will post this to you probably tomorrow, actually, if I get to the post office. I've got something else to take, so I might even try and do it tomorrow morning.
Cool. Let me get rid of that. I just seen Tony said, I'm in the sticks, so not much money here. There will be, like there is money everywhere, and it's just a case of that it may be opportunity to tap into that. If a lot of salons are charging low prices, maybe if you came in with like a high price, you might see, like James said, you might be doing less work for same money or more money. So yeah, just a case of that, really. But yeah, everyone's saying well done, Lisa. So Ruby, oh yeah, guess the middle name.
Hippopotamus's middle name is Hippo.
Oh, is it?
No, of course not.
Well done, Lisa.
Because in the middle it says Buspo, doesn't it? So
yeah. No problem, Lisa. I'm really happy for you. Glad you won that tool. It'd be great to see what you create with it. I'm jealous. Congrats, Lisa. I knew you were going to win. Gutted. I guess Hovis, your name is. Thanks everyone. And then Gary says, great bit of kit. Mum price, good Lisa. So yeah, we're going to have another competition running next month, which is going to be a load of Joico products. Should we say?
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be a load of Joico stuff. We're gonna along with our next one, we're gonna see what we can conjure up to get your Joico up to the eyeballs.
What would you like? While you're in the comments, let us know in the comments what you would like to win from Joico, and we'll work it. We'll get it. So actually, in the comments now, or in the comments beneath this video after it's gone live, just let us know what you would love to win from Joico, and we'll sort it out for you.
Perfect, guys. We look forward to seeing you again next week on my channel for Paul doing a cut. So until then, guys, look after yourself. See you next Wednesday. Peace out. Ciao.